I think a lot of us reach a point in our healing where we're tempted to ask, whose fault is this? Why do I react this way? Why do I struggle with this? Why is this so hard for me when it looks a lot easier to other people? And sometimes the easiest answer is to blame our parents. But real healing isn't about blame, it's about understanding without excusing and without staying stuck. Hi, I'm Essence, and I make videos for those of you that are done waiting on motivation, done waiting on approval, and the perfect timing. Here we focus on showing up, building ourselves, and growing quietly and slowly but consistently. No fluff, just real talk about mindset, habits, and becoming the person that your dreams require you to be. And if that sounds interesting, follow along. Understanding gives you freedom, but blame keeps you stuck. Let's be honest, blame can feel empowering at first. It gives you a language for your pain. It validates that something wasn't okay, and sometimes that's necessary. But if we stay there too long, blame quietly turns into a cage. Because when all of your struggles are tied to what somebody else did, you end up giving them control over your healing. Your parents become the explanation for everything: your fear, your habits, your self doubt, your anger. But understanding doesn't erase what hurt you, it just gives you context. It lets you say, "This hurt me, but I'm not going to let it define me forever." Your parents were shaped before they ever shaped you. That's something that can be uncomfortable, so let's go slow about that. Your parents didn't start with you, believe it or not. They were raised by someone else. They were shaped by a time, a culture, a family system, and expectations that existed long before you ever did. That doesn't mean that they hurt you. That doesn't mean that they did their best in a way that excuses everything. It just means they're human, limited, flawed, and often unaware. A lot of parents just teach what they know, not necessarily what's healthy. They pass down coping mechanisms, not emotional intelligence. They repeat patterns, not because they want to intentionally harm, but because no one else showed them another way. That's all they knew. And understanding this doesn't minimize your pain, it helps you to stop internalizing it. You can acknowledge harm without villainizing. And when I say this, I mean two things can be true at the same time. Your parents may have loved you, and they also still may have failed you in important ways. Healing lives in that middle space. It's not about rewriting history or pretending that everything is fine, especially when it's not. It's about naming what happened truthfully without making your entire identity a reaction to it. You're allowed to say, "That hurt me," or "That shaped me, and I'm choosing to grow beyond it." You don't need to hate your parents to heal, and you don't need to protect them at the expense of yourself either. Healing is about choosing what you carry forward. This is where healing becomes active. Understanding teaches you what you want to keep from your parents, from what they taught you, and what you maybe want to leave behind. Maybe you keep their work ethic, but you leave behind their emotional avoidance. Maybe you keep their loyalty, but let go of their fear. Maybe you choose to parent yourself differently, love yourself differently, communicate differently. Healing isn't about rewriting the past, it's about consciously choosing the future. You're not here to repeat everything that you were taught, you're here to refine it. If you're watching this and you're feeling conflicted, like maybe you really love your parents, but you also feel hurt by them, that makes sense. Most healing journeys feel confusing before they feel clear. You don't have to rush forgiveness, and you don't have to confront anybody before you're ready. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be willing to understand where your parents came from so that you can decide whether they still serve you. Healing isn't about blame. It's about understanding your story so that you can stop reliving it unconsciously. You're allowed to grow beyond what you were given, and you're allowed to do that with compassion for yourself and for the people that came before you. If this video resonated with you, I post twice a week about growth, healing, and becoming the person that you're meant to be without pressure and without perfection. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.